Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. And as some of you guys may know, I do a daily podcast called The Daily Fro. Now, a couple of days ago, I did an episode called You Are Not a Failure. And generally, these are audio only, but I liked this one so much and people reacted really positively to it that I thought that we would turn it into a video and share it with all of you guys here on YouTube. And I want you to know that I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 60 years old, this is going to be a good piece of audio for you to listen to. And before we jump to playing the audio, if you'd like to check out The Daily Fro, you can subscribe wherever podcasts are available or go to FroKnowsPhoto.com/podcasts. So here is the audio. So it's Monday night. I just got back from the bar and I had water because I don't like drinking. And my neighbor, she likes drinking, but we just also went out. It's right down the street to a place called R&D, and it's new, and a friend of ours opened it up and is running it, and we'll get to more of that in a minute. But it was funny, my friend Shelly and I, she's my neighbor, we hang out a lot. We have dinners, and she drinks, and I have an old-fashioned every once in a while. She's like, you know what's interesting? You don't like to be home. You prefer that we just go sit somewhere else, and then you're much better off. And that's true. I don't like sitting at home alone, really. I mean, if I was tired and just wanted to hang out and be alone, that's fine. But I've spent so much time by myself and so much time alone, I feel like I'm going to explode if I don't have humans or other people to go hang out with and just listen to. Even just sitting around other people can make me feel even better. And so when I'm around people that I know, like, they don't understand, and it's hard to explain it, but there's times where we hang out and they don't realize that I was just feeling like shit at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night until their text came in and was like, hey, do you want to go hang out here? And I'm like, yes. And then I go, and then we're out till like 12 or 1, and I'm just like, thank you for inviting me. And they don't realize that what may seem normal to them is not normal to me as much. But here's what happened tonight, which kind of led to the title. You're not a failure. Your time hasn't come yet. And part of that was going to be, you're not a failure, you're just young. But you can also be old and your time hasn't come yet either. Because I was talking to my friend at this bar, and we were talking about how much he's working, and that's where he's putting his focus. There's other things that went on in his life, and this is where his focus is. It's nonstop. Everything is work, 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 wanting to make a success out of that. And I wanted to remind him of something. I'm like, look, you're 27, and I don't want to sound like an old man or anything, but I just let me give you some perspective. And I said that, and it also goes for everybody else out there too. I'm just like, you see where I'm at now. I didn't start this website. I didn't start this direction of my life until I was 29. 29. And I was probably closer to 30 when you think about it, because if I launched on June 1st, my birthday's in January, that's already 6 months. It was already latter part of being 29 when I started this. And I'm like, and I did the same thing for 2, 3, 4 years. I focused on this. I hid myself away and I just focused every day, day in and day out, just making content. Well, what most people don't see is that from 21 out of college to about 28 and a half, 29, even just before I started the website, was what I didn't do. I didn't do anything. Like my 21st birthday, I didn't really have friends. They're like, yeah, let's go get you drunk, because I wouldn't have done it anyway. But I spent a lot of time waiting for things to happen instead of making the things happen, or I just wasn't ready yet. And the same thing applies sometimes. Just wasn't ready yet. Like sometimes you need to be thrown to the fire, thrown to the wolves, and get ready. And then other times it just has to happen. Because my dad many times said, I don't know what I can do to help you. I don't know what you need. And really there wasn't much that he could have done, because I had to discover it on my own. But from 21 to 29, it was just wake up, sit in my room, look on the internet. It's like before YouTube. I just waiting for shit to happen and just passing time to just pass time. And that's a recurring thing in my life. I haven't felt that way in a minute, which is good, but just feeling like all I'm doing is passing time just to pass time, and I don't know for what particular reason. Then you get other people who sit there and tell you that, well, maybe there is no other reason. Maybe this is what it is, and you need to stop thinking that there's something more grand or something else and just go with what you got. And I'm not sure what I believe in. What I was getting at tonight with my friend was, you're 27. You're 27. I'm 37 now. And I know people get success at many different points in their life, but just understand that I didn't start till 29. This part of the business. I didn't make money until in my 30s. Like actual, real, substantial, put it in the bank money that sits there to buy a damn house or buy whatever you want. Not whatever you want. It's not like that. But just understand that it takes time. And you will bust your ass. And you will work your ass off. You will continually do this day in and day out because you have the ability to do it. You understand what's going for. I also talked to him about how I felt like this, where I felt like I needed to latch on with other people who were successful, because if I latched on to them, that they would take me along for the ride. I've said this before to you guys, but that is the wrong mentality to have. That's wanting to latch on to everybody else and try to ride their success into you being successful just by hanging on. And when you let other people rule the world like that or rule you like that, it just sets you up for disappointment, because you're just hoping that everybody does everything for you. And you really need to be at the point where you need to take control of everything, because then you're in control of it. You're in control of your destiny. You're the one who makes the decisions. You're the one who makes things happen. Because you have to be the one that makes things happen. Other people aren't going to do it for you. They can guide you. They can help you. But they're not going to be able to do it for you. Take the training wheels off. You have to do it. So you're in control. Though it may not feel like you're in control at times. You find your success, people out there. You may be 20. You may be 18, you may be 40, you may be 50. It's out there. It's out there for you. You have to figure it out. And maybe you'll never figure it out. But here's another thing. My good friend who was in a rock band, when we used to work with them, this is going back 2005-ish, 2004, 5, 6, 7, before I did my thing. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to buy a building in Philly, an old brick building, and then I'm going to give you guys an office here, there, so that you can work and you could always have access to it. And I was like, yeah, that's going to be so cool. Yeah, well, you know what? I bought that building. I mean, that's a figure of speech. It wasn't I don't know what he was figuratively talking about a building, but I did buy that brick building. It's my building. I'm in control. I worked my ass off to get it. Not saying that they didn't, because they didn't get it yet. But we're all in different circumstances. We all have different circumstances. But I'm proud of the fact that I got to the point where I'm like, fuck this. I cannot rely on other people to make me successful. I need to make myself successful. And so regardless of what age you are, there is something there. It may be small, it may be grand, but you can reach there. You just have to figure it out, whatever it is. So anyway, I didn't know what to talk about tonight, and then I was talking to my friend at his establishment, and I just went into that whole mode of talking, kind of just expressing, emoting like I am now, and just like you're at the beginning of this. It's going to, I mean, fuck, man. When you're at the beginning of it, it's tough. And then you look back at things. Like, I look back at, like, 20,000 subscribers, and I thought I was the biggest shit in the world because I had 20,000 subscribers back then. People listened, and you kind of get so close to it after a while that you're like, well, so a video only had 10,000 views on it, 15,000 views. And then you realize, well, shit. 10,000 people listened to what I had to say, but you get used to having 40,000 or 50,000. But so what? 10,000 people, that's a lot of freaking people. You can reach a lot of people. All right, let's get ready to wrap this bad boy up. You are not a failure. Your time hasn't come yet. Or you're fucking young. And don't forget that. And don't forget, you're in control of this shit. You are in control of you and which direction you go. Will you jump ship from what you're doing? Will you find a way to spend extra couple hours a night figuring it out? It's crazy. The journey is crazy. The journey is crazy. And what's even crazier is trying to sustain it continually. But then you look back and you're like, holy shit, I came a long way. I wouldn't want to do that again. That's how I feel sometimes. Ups and downs, ups and downs. But you can rely on yourself. Believe in what you do. Believe in yourself. Bust your ass. Your time will come. Your hard work does pay off. It may seem hard now, but you'll look back at it and go, damn, it's pretty insane what I've accomplished. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you'd like to check out past episodes or future episodes, go ahead and subscribe wherever podcasts are available, or head on over to froknosphoto.com/podcast, where you can check out all the old episodes and get all the new ones when they are released. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Jared Polin, froknosphoto.com. See ya.